Today we're looking at a one-of-one sample piece from Greg Lauren. What is up everybody, hope you're doing well. So in today's video, I want to talk about a sample blazer from Greg. I've talked about this before on the channel. If you haven't watched my older Greg videos, I'll link them down below so you can check them out. But basically what is special about, or one of the things that is special about Greg Lauren is that he does a sample sale, or he used to do a sample sale twice a year, I think. Correct me if I'm wrong, maybe it was once a year. But anyway, he had a sample sale where he sold one-of-one samples or one of two, one of three, whatever. And so sort of like production samples. I think there's like many different stages, right? So I also purchased a shirt that's like a production sample shirt. So it doesn't have any buttons yet. The idea, I think, to my knowledge at least, is like those are the samples that he's sending to like the factories, sort of as like a model that the future shirts should be modeled after, basically, right? So like a template. But then obviously there are other like stages of samples, right? You have samples that are basically just ideas, right? And those samples are to me the most valuable, right? So I don't know, Greg Lauren is like a true artist, right? And he has like many different creative ideas in different directions, and some make it to production and some don't. And like getting those pieces that don't make it to production, that's like the sweet spot for me, because that's a chance for you to grab a one-of-one sample blazer in my case. So reason number one is that those pieces are super rare, obviously. Sometimes they are so like such crazy concepts, right? Because usually when you focus like on production, you think about like what is selling, right? What do people want? But those one-of-one samples that don't make it in production are usually like the more creative pieces, right? The outliers, I would say. Super interesting from that perspective, but also from a price perspective, right? So sample sales usually go way below retail, and obviously like the sample sales are in the US, right? To my knowledge, they have been in LA and in New York, but again, not 100% sure. It's just what people tell me. And obviously I live here in Germany, so I can't attend those sample sales. Also not sure how they even exist like during Corona. But yeah, anyway, so what I usually do is like those pieces like end up at Grailed, right? Some people buy stuff in bulk and then just put it on Grailed to make a dollar out of a dime, I guess. Or some people like buy stuff for themselves and then just sell it on Grailed. So that's how I usually get to my Greg Lauren sample pieces. And I used to have a beautiful sample double-breasted blazer that I sold a while back, and I really regret selling, as I do with a lot of stuff that I sell. That was one like peak lapel. It was a bit like folded and like a true like artist double-breasted blazer. Fit me well, super thin lining for summer. So I was really looking at Grail like for the last 2 to 3 years to find a similar one, and it was really difficult to find one until this one here popped up. Dude listed it on Grail, contacted me via DM on Instagram. We made a trade. Really cool guy. I'll link him down below so you can check out his Grailed and give him a follow. He basically sent me this beautiful number, and let me just show you one detail. That's a peak lapel that is weirdly folded over, detail that I love. This blazer is really packed with so many crazy details. It's really hard to find a spot to start, but I guess let's start with the material. So there's no tag on the inside, right? So it's just a plain old, it could be from anybody to be honest, but I think you can really tell it's Greg. So it's a relatively thin, sort of like a cotton material that feels a bit nylon-y, I would say. It's really hard to, obviously there's no tag, so I don't know what it is, but yeah, it feels kind of like cottony, nylon-y, has this like structure to it, but you can see it here on camera. Yeah, so it's not ultra thin, but it's relatively thin, so perfect for summer, perfect for layering. And then the lapel has like this more nylon-y, even different structure material, as you can see here, right? So it's a bit more, not necessarily shiny, but it feels more like nylon, I guess. And yeah, you have the black stitching here on the outside, and then when you look on the inside, you have a contrast stitching that is blue. No inside pockets, but you have like 2 pockets here on the side, which the cover here basically is the same material as the lapel is. Super raw hems, everything is pretty rough and raw, as you can see here. details that I absolutely love. And yeah, then many crazy like smaller details. Like this is a small patch that is just like on the right shoulder. Again, a patch with the same nylon-y material, and then some like Greg Lauren XOXO, like just like random stitching. Really gives me a bit of like punk vibes, and those punk vibes really come together with this detail here on the other sleeve. As you can see, like that's the place where usually the buttons are, but there are no buttons. They're just like hold it together with those two pins here. So really sort of picks up this like punk vibe, I guess. And then here, this is a detail of the sleeve. Again, raw hems. Then another patchwork detailing, again with the same black on black material, same like nylon-y kind of material. And then one of the most beautiful details, in my opinion, is on the lower back. You have, again with the same material, like this back. Oh, I mean, this is such a beautiful detail. Like it's basically just a piece of fabric or two pieces of fabric that is sewn on and then put together here in this beautiful. Oh yeah, I mean this is such a beautiful detail in my opinion. I wish more pieces had this. I think it fits like in general like the blazer aesthetic really well, especially those like sort of Victorian kind of vibes, I guess. So yeah, beautiful detail. The model, to my knowledge, is, or the model of the blazer is the Dickens, which is one of my favorite silhouettes from Greg, because it usually does have a peak lapel and like sort of like a slim fitting long sleeve, slim fitting jacket, beautifully tailored, right? Slim fitting. Sometimes also comes like with an integrated vest, right? That's a blazer I had in the past as well. I don't like it that much. I love the idea, but it's not that wearable because you can't remove the vest, right? I think I would prefer it if you could like detach the vest somehow. But I mean, the idea is pretty cool that it's like the same fabric and it's integrated and stuff. But yeah, it would be cooler if it was more versatile and sort of like could be worn as two pieces. But I generally really love the Dickens vibes. And yeah, so this is a beautiful iteration of that model. Obviously a bit more, so first of all, it's plain black, right? So it's everything is black, which is really good. And then when you look closer, you see like the different textures and stuff. So you know that there's something going on, but not necessarily at first glance, right? Which is something that I personally like. But it obviously is a pretty out there piece, right? So to me, as I said, Greg is to me an artist, and this is like an artist jacket, right? So it's pretty crazy, pretty out there, but not too obvious because it's all black. But then when you look close, you have like all those different details, which really make this an interesting piece for me. And in terms of like wearing it, I think it's super simple for summer, right? You just have a shirt, you just pop it over, but it's still like roomy enough so you can like wear a sweatshirt or something underneath. So you can be really creative with this. And also in terms of like folding over the sleeves, I think, yeah, you have many options here. I prefer like one fold. But yeah, enough talking, let me show you what it looks like when I wear it. So this is what it looks like when worn. As you can tell, pretty like thin fabric, a bit loose, but still tailored. I feel really comfortable in this one. Perfect for summer, right? Just as the regular old t-shirt underneath. Still gives you like, not necessarily a formal look, but more like, I don't know, proper looking. But then when you look closer, lots of like crazy punkish details. Here the elbow detail, and it's all like in the same second fabric, which I really love. And yeah, I think the fit is just perfect. Also, it's part of because of the fabric, right? Because it really like molds to your body. It doesn't have much structure in itself. And here again, you can tell the difference in fabric for the lapel. And then in my opinion, the star of the show is the piece on the back here. Yeah, and this is how I fold the sleeves, just one regular fold. By the way, on the other sleeve there is no button either, it's just like a ribbon that's basically holding the two pieces in place. And then you have like all those like experimental stitches, which Greg haters are gonna hate probably. I don't care. For me, this is like a true artist piece, right? Freedom, like there are no like rules, you just do whatever you want, and it's creativity. And I mean the quality is still there obviously, but to me the focus really is on the creative part, and as I said, Greg is an artist to me. So yeah, this is what it looks like. I'm really happy with this one. So yeah guys, that has been one of my latest acquisitions. I wanted to do a pickup video for a while now, to be honest. Haven't had the time, wasn't really sure like what pieces to include. I bought a couple of pieces. This is definitely one of them that I really love. Let me know down in the comments if that's something you would wear. I know Greg is really like, has divided followers here in my viewership, I guess. But yeah, to each his own. I like Greg, especially the older stuff, especially the rare one-of-one stuff with lapels like that. But yeah, thank you guys for watching. Do me one last favor, abuse the like button down below, smash it as hard as you can, right? Share the video to your friends and family and everybody you love. Subscribe to the channel. And yeah, enough. Thank you guys for watching. See you in the next one. Cheers.